I came across you on Twitter there, right? And this, I have the tweet here. I'm just gonna read it out loud because it really caught my attention. So what you tweeted was you tweeted, I came out of high school with no D1 offers, went a different route. It wasn't ideal, but I just kept going. Now tomorrow I'm playing my first game as a pro. So I mean, I came across that tweet got a lot of engagement, and when I read, like, I literally got chills just reading that, because what that shows me, that's a man with perseverance. You know, it's a lot of kids play this game, they fall in love with the hoop game. At the end of high school, maybe they don't get to where they want to go, and it's broken heart. That's what they go through, right?
Yeah.
So I saw that, I'm like, right away, I need to hear your story, see what you did, where you got to, where you're coming from. So talk to me about when you first picked up a ball, all the way, your transition from middle school to high school, the type of player you were, and leading up to that moment when you're done high school and sitting there with no D1 offers.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's going to be hard for me to describe when I first picked up a ball because it's been forever since like maybe even like kindergarten or before then. So basketball has always been a part of my life. So yeah, so I fell in love with the game. I used to play multiple sports, but basketball was always like one of my favorites, obviously. Um, Around fourth grade, I started taking it a little bit more seriously. I started playing AAU basketball with Mac Irvin Fire, one of the best programs in the country.
I know them.
So
I think I've even played an AU game against them.
yeah, so I played with them up until high school. So the end of my high school career. Um, in middle school, I was just like kind of an athletic shot blocker, rebounder. Really, and that was my role, like with on AAU and at my middle school. Actually, I played kind of a point guard role at a young age. So even though I was the tallest on the team, I was probably the best ball handler on the team also. So
Right.
I would enjoy like getting my teammates open, making plays, and just help doing whatever to help us win. So then fast forward to about eighth grade, I started going to camps. I got invited to some national camps. I actually was being ranked by a lot of these camps as like a top 50 player in the country. So um, that might have got to my head a little bit at a young age. Uh, so going into freshman year, like I was one of the top players in the state, in city, country, all of that. I went to Marist High School, which was not where I finished my career at. So after that year, things kind of were going well for me. I played freshman year on varsity for that team. Also played pretty well on the AAU circuit also. So the following year, I had decided to transfer to Morgan Park High School, which is one of the powerhouses of Chicago basketball.
Is that where
Um,
Jabari Parker went?
no, he actually went to Simeon, but
Oh, okay.
we have a lot of big time players coming out of Morgan Park High School. Marcus Levet went there the same year I went there. If you've heard of him,
Oh yeah,
Ayo
I've seen him
Dosunmu,
on the Hoop mixtape, all that.
yeah, Ayo Dosunmu, point guard for the Bulls. He played with him there. There's a countless number of other players. We just have a lot of talent coming out of there. So my first year there, when uh, the year Marcus Levet was there, I had broke my hand. So that year was kind of just it was hard. I broke my hand before the first game even officially started. So I missed about 10 games. I came back about halfway through the year around Christmas time. But my hand wasn't fully healed, so I was playing on that for like the whole year. Um, I had some bright spots. I was playing a lot, um, but it was kind of rough for me to find a role just because of me missing so much time and having this injury that kind of limited my shooting. It was on my shooting hand, so um, the what was that, 15, 16, I think that was my 16th year in the AAU circuit. So on the AAU circuit, I actually played really well. I picked up my first scholarship offer that summer from UIC, and so I thought things were going pretty well for me. I
And
actually had
UIC
21.
is Division One.
UIC, University of Illinois Chicago, in the
Okay,
Horizon
got it.
League. So I picked up that offer after I had a big time game against Marvin Bagley and Tiger Campbell at Peach Jam. I had 21 points and like 6 rebounds, I believe. Um, so I thought things were going well from there. But next year, um, next year was my junior year at Morgan Park High School. I was supposed to bring on a bigger role, but unfortunately, I hurt my hand again because it didn't heal correctly. So that year started off kind of rough. I still had a lot of bright spots throughout that year, um, but it was just kind of a tough year altogether.
So did you miss
Then
games that year? Like how many games you miss?
um, I'm I'm honestly not sure. I'm pretty sure I missed a couple games though, but I played most of the year. I played most of the year that season. But yeah, so that was another rough year for me. But I picked it up eventually when I got more healthy. Um, and on that was my 17th year on the AAU circuit. I didn't play that well, so I ended up kind of in the position where I didn't have any offers anymore. Senior year at Morgan Park, I played really well. I was played really good in some big time games against teams like Simeon in the city championship, against guys like Kyrie Walker, and we played a lot of national competition. So I was showing up. I thought things were gonna look good as far as scholarship opportunities, especially since we ended up winning state that year. So everyone says like if you're a winner, they're gonna come and get you because
Yeah.
like that's important. So after that, after we won state, I was just kind of just waiting for an opportunity. There were teams that asked me to come on and be a walk-on that were Division One, but they probably would have offered me a scholarship like the following year after. But a lot of teams were out of like scholarships, so it was tough. So I was just waiting throughout the whole summer. Just I had people talking to me, but no one throwing an offer. Um, so it was about 2 weeks before school started for my freshman year, and I was talking to a bunch of junior colleges. So I decided to go to John A. Logan. So if you don't know, that's a college where Jay Scrub he just got drafted out of. So I went. He got drafted by the Nets, I believe.
Okay.
So actually, he got drafted out of junior college. So it's a pretty big time program. It wasn't that far from home. I had a good relationship with the coach. He knew some people I knew. So I took a visit. Everything looked good. We had some good players coming in. I actually knew the manager because he went to Simeon and he worked with the Mac Urban Fire as like a manager. So
Okay. And at that time, did you have any other junior colleges talking to you? Like, did you have other options?
oh yeah, so I had a lot of junior colleges, Division twos, a lot of lower level, smaller
Just
colleges
not D1.
looking at me. Yeah, but no, I wasn't planning on going that route, Division two or NAIA or any of that.
Got it.
I wanted to go Division one.
What
Um,
happened with UIC from a few years earlier?
I don't know. We just like got out of contact. So like when that happens, it usually means the offer is no longer there.
So okay, so just so like if like if a kid's coming up just so they understand, like for current kids that are 15, 16, like so when they are interested in you at that age, like those offers are pretty conditional until it's actually signed, and then you're good to go.
Yeah. Honestly, offer doesn't really mean anything. Like it kind of does, but like they can give away your offer at any moment without telling you. So it's like
Got it.
unless you're like going on visits and they're telling you they want you to like commit and sign, like that's when it's official.
It's a competitive game. Like it's a cutthroat
Yeah.
world. So they're gonna, yeah, no, I get that. Okay, so then you're at John A. Logan, and then after that you go to Central Michigan University.
Yep.
And what is Central Michigan? What division is that?
Central Michigan is a Division One school. It's in the MAC conference, so it's a pretty good mid-major conference. Probably one of the best.
So how long were you at John A. Logan for?
I stayed at John A. Logan for 1 year since I was an academic qualifier. Um, I only had to stay for 1 year.
Okay, and at this point you're healthy. You got to show out. You had fire under you. You're like, I'm making D1. This is my chance. You show out. You get D1, and that's how you make it there. And then you go Linwood.
Yeah, after 2 years at Central Michigan, I go to Linwood Division Two school, and it was a Division Two school. It's now a Division One school, but the 2 years I was there was a Division Two school.
Okay, got it. So see, and then like this is why that tweet stood out, and that's your story, right? Like for any kid watching, like your path doesn't have to be linear. It's not just like you go high school, D1, pro, or NBA, whatever the case might be. It's
Yeah,
there's a lot of different ways to do it. Just don't take your sight off the end goal. Like even if you get thrown off, and you're a perfect example of that.
for sure.
Okay, and
And
then go on.
I will say that like you really have to be tough to go through a route like that because junior college is it's not for the weak. Like it makes or break. It's a make or break type of thing you have to go through.
What about it? Is it the fact that are they paying for any of your schooling, or are you paying on your own?
So it's kind of depend on who you are and like what your coach wants to offer you. For me, my coach he paid for my school and he paid for my apartment and we got a small stipend for food every 2 weeks. So
Okay, I've seen like a couple of those like junior college Netflix documentaries, right? So it does show like how it is, but like what is it like you said make or break? Like what was the biggest challenge for you mentally being there at those junior colleges?
so being there for a full year is just like you go there knowing that you don't want to stay there, right? So I'm there the whole year just thinking about how I'm gonna what do I have to do to get to where I want to be next year. Um, and like at that point, I've been working my whole life to get to where I want to be. So it's like a step backwards. You feel like, but honestly, it's just like you have to be really mentally strong because you can be get depressed because you're not at where you want to be. You can feel like maybe you're not good enough, or hey, look, I'm as good as that guy. So why am I at JUCO when he's at a Division One school?
Hmm.
So it's like a lot of things like that you can think about every day.
Like some of the big
And
names you
then
dropped,
like
right? Like you're playing against Marvin Bagley coming up, having big games, and now you're at JUCO and
yeah,
you see him like just hooping.
yeah. Even not like biggest name is that like even some like local players that you may have played against where you're like, okay, I can do that. So why am I not at a Division One school?
Okay, yeah, so you got to be mentally tough. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so you're playing those colleges, you finish up. What was the process like when you're deciding to, because I saw that you signed with an agent. You decide to sign with an agent and you start looking at professional options. What was that process like? First, finding the right agent, the right fit for you, and then after that, like, what was the process like getting to the team you're currently at?
Um, find the right agent. So Actually, after my first year at Lindenwood, I talked to a few agents, and I probably could have got a job last year as a professional, but it was probably in my best interest to stay another year. So I had some agents telling me that since there was a COVID year, right?
Yeah.
Some agents were telling me that this would be last year would have been a good year to come out because a lot of guys are taking advantage of the COVID year. So there's going to be less competition last year than it would be this year. Um, so I had to think about that. And then I had other agents telling me that you could go back and like boost your stock, basically have a better year than you did this year because I kind of got out to a slow start in my first year at Lindenwood, and I picked it up at the end. But so basically, I just went back. After this year, my numbers increased a lot in most areas. So I had agents from all over contacting me once the season was over with. But the agent I actually choose, he reached out earlier during the season, and we just built a relationship. He would check in on me. He would answer all the questions I had. He would just shoot it straight, and if I ever had any doubts or anything, I could just look up what he was telling me to see if it was true, or he would offer to put me in contact with players that he's working with. So I just felt like a good connection with that agent, so I decided to sign with him. And he also had a similar background with me playing Division II, so he
So
kind
you
of
had a
knew.
connection, you trusted him, and he was upfront with you, which is big.
Yeah.
Okay, would you say a lot of agents, is it, because I'm not too familiar with this world, like do a lot of agents and potentially take advantage of players, like telling them certain things not just to get them signed, and they're probably working on a commission system. I'm not
For
too familiar
sure,
with that world again.
for sure, a lot of agents will just. I'm not going to say a lot, but I know there's definitely agents out there that will just sign a player just to get their commission and just say that they signed a player to a professional team, and it might not be in the best interest of that player to go to that team in that situation. So it's definitely a hard world. You want to definitely be with an agent who has a connection and cares about you as a person and as a player.
And if you don't mind going into it, like what's the structure like for when you are working with an agent? Or is it different
What
in
do you
every
mean?
circumstance? Like, do they take something up front for, or do they take a percentage of your contract? Like, what's it like
Okay,
for
yeah. So
overseas?
agents, most of the time, they get paid by the team, or basically they get a percentage of what you earn. So, and overseas, it's usually about 10%. So, the team can usually pay them unless it's in the contract that the player has to pay them. But the team would usually take that out of what they would possibly pay you and just pay the agent that fee. So it's like I'm not doing any work with paying the agent.
You just
It's his
strictly
job to
focus
get me
on playing
players.
basketball.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
basically.
and how did you? Okay, where are you right now? Like, where are you? Like, what city or country are you playing in? And how did you come to choose this team?
I'm in Nicosia, Cyprus, the capital of Cyprus. Um, I chose this team because the coach he laid out his expectations for me, and it's it was something I was like willing to accept the role he wanted for me. Also, this is like a really good league for rookies. Any agent or player who's been in this situation will tell you that a lot of leagues in Europe look at this league because it's such a tough league to play in, and a lot of rookies come out of this league. So it was a great opportunity for me to sign this contract. I
It's
had
like,
other opportunities also, but during the summer I actually tore my meniscus, so it kind of pushed my decision making process back like a couple months. So
damn, that's tough. That's a lot of injuries you've been going through.
yeah,
But hey, you're here though.
yeah.
You're playing pro. That's good. And how? Okay, so
Fortunately,
how? I know you're only. I was looking at the website for the team you're on. I think you guys have played 2 games so far.
yeah.
Okay, I know you're just new to it, but how is the professional hooper lifestyle?
Um, I honestly can't complain. It's I'm playing basketball, so it's what I love. Go to practice every day, get extra work in. There's a lot of free time actually. So besides me going to work out, like unlike college, I don't have anything else to worry about. So it's about what am I going to do in my free time. As far as practices and stuff, like um, they aren't too tough. It's I played under a lot of tough coaches in college, so like I'm used to anything. Uh, that's going to be thrown at me. So I have no complaints, honestly.
So what's like a daily structure? Like, do you guys do a morning shoot around, like a team shoot around in mornings? Is there like team meetings, film, and then game days you play game, or like how many practices a week? Just so I get a better idea of that.
For us, we do about we practice about 5 days a week. Sometimes we'll have the foreigners, so like me and the other Americans on our team, will come in for a second or a second practice, but it'll be earlier in the day. Um, so we do that on game days. We shoot around early before the game, um, and then basically we go to the game later, and it's about the same warm up structure that you'll see with any team.
Like 15 minutes before the game, 20-minute warm up.
Um, no, so like hour and a half before the game.
Oh, so okay, it's a full on.
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
yeah, it's
And
like a full warm.
yeah, and how long is the season? Like, how long are you gonna be there till?
Um, that's a good question. I think the playoffs run until either May or July, or yeah, May or June. I'm not sure.
Okay, so it's a full
But
on
I
like
think
October
yeah,
to the end of the summer or beginning of summer.
yeah. I think regular season ends in March, so I would have to double check on that.
Okay, no, that's really. I learned a lot there. You're actually the first like official interview I did, so I really do appreciate this. And I do want to say,
No problem.
so on your Twitter I saw, cause in your pin, it's you have your mixtape there. First of all,
Mhm.
fired, amazing song choice. The song, "What Happened to Virgil," I love that song. Um, and the other thing, so you have a unique game, man. You're like so it's 6'6", 6'7", and I don't see many guys today like with their back down to the basket, really getting into a guy and fading, like that. I mean,
Yeah.
with how long you are, those are open shots for you once you get to your spots. Like, what was repping that out? Like, did you really emphasize that in your workouts? Like when you were working out, getting shots up, like were those like how often were you repping that shot out? Because it seems like you got it down to a science.
Yeah. So my first year at Lindenwood, it was my first year since like high school where I was like taking on a scoring role. So we had some injuries going down. I was still trying to find my fit with the team, and then at one point I started getting a lot of post up touches with the play call we have. So it was just like, how am I going to get my shot up? How what's my go-to move? So I just had to start figuring out, and I really like the fadeaway. I watch a lot of Carmelo Anthony, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, those type of guys. So uh, I decided to start using that fadeaway in my game. I would have to practice that in open runs, practice all the time, just to like perfected, kind of.
Yeah.
It's not
Like how
perfected yet, but
like every time
yeah.
you're hitting the court, like did you have a certain rep like amount of reps you want to do like per day of that specific shot, or was it like over time, like you just kept doing it over time and it just gradually got better?
Yeah, in my workouts, I wouldn't do it as much. I focus a lot on mid ranges in my workout, so it's kind of the same thing, just without like
Hmm.
the back down. But I would do it a lot in like game situations. So it was. I feel like that helped me a lot.
Okay, just a few more things. I'm not going to keep you any longer, but I'll let you know a little bit about what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do, what my mission is right now. So I was playing like same thing as you, like fell in love with the game, picked up a ball at 7, played throughout, lived, breathed basketball, everything, right? Uh,
Yeah.
I get to end of senior year. I didn't get any offers. I'm in Canada here, so we have which used to be CIS, now it's U Sports. Didn't get any offers, and like at that time I was okay, kind of like let's go focus on school, just forget about basketball, right? Left it on the back
Yeah.
burner. Graduated school a couple years back, was working and all that, but now like I was like really getting back into it, but I was like, can I do it in a different way, right? Like how can I still be around the game? And I saw T Max League, like you've probably seen his one-on-one league that he started. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw how he used it. I'm like, man, that's a cool concept. And I've always just enjoyed going to pick up runs, whatever, and playing guys ones. So what I'm gonna be doing, like with my YouTube channel, I have one game up there, but I'm gonna be uploading a game a week. I'm gonna go around playing guys that have played professional university. Like those are guys I prefer to play with. So I'm challenging myself, and in between I'm training. So I still want to, because I feel like I left something on like I left a lot of potential on the table. I just want to see, like, it's eating at me, right? So I just want to see
Yeah.
how good can I become, uh, and that competitive spirit's still in me. So I'm challenging guys. I like betting too, so we bet money on it, like $100 a game, whatever we come to terms with. Usually, if you're a university guy, pro guy, you should bet because you're most likely better than me. And and the way I'm doing it is because I want to push this one-on-one game forward. I think it could be a big part of developmental and just kids coming up. Like when I was playing, if there was a league that met 2 times a month, and we just had like 10, 12 guys that just played one-on-one for like 2 hours against each other, like I would for sure do it. And it's not like at the top of the key, you check it up and go. It's continuous like FIBA 3-on-3. So it's like if I score, you get the ball, you clear it, and we're right into it. You're working on different angles, different finishes. You can be working on like you get to your spot 3-pointer, quick release, which can translate to 5-on-5. Like, I'm not saying get rid of the 5-on-5 game. Like this can help with the development of players, and doing it through YouTube. And I'm gonna be traveling, gonna be coming to the. We're gonna do. My brother is helping me with the camera stuff and all that, and we're gonna be doing a West Coast trip this summer, and then East Coast next summer. Just going around the states, playing random guys one-on-one, see how it goes. But the end thing is I want to find the top one-on-one talent in each state, make them play, like have a state champion, and same with Canada and province, and then have like a 64-man big March Madness style tournament, and like winner gets a big prize. So it's like it's a big thing out there, but like that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. That's definitely could be something big.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
so
that too.
that's yeah, so I appreciate you coming on here, but with that, I'm officially gonna challenge you to a one-on-one game. We'll make it happen within the next 2 years if we can, but you're in Chicago, right?
Yeah, I travel a lot though. Sometimes St. Louis,
Okay, so
Michigan.
when
It
I'm
just depends.
okay, so when I'm on the road in April or May, I'll let you know, and then or even next year. But would you be down for that?
Sure.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, it's a tough matchup for me with you because you got like 6, 7 inches on me, and you can. I've literally seen you fade, right? So I know it's. But I'll put up a fight, and I'm training.
That sounds good.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to go over? I think I'm good on my end.
Uh, yeah, I think I'm good also.